Clearly, a game of this magnitude, you probably don't need anything to make you want to play hard. But it certainly seemed to turn the tide at least a little last night.
Well, look, I don't know that particular play or that technical foul had any bearing on the rest of the game. But here's what I do think happened. Giannis Antetokounmpo, I think, got gassed. If you look at him the last 5 minutes of the game, JJ, I don't know if I've ever seen him holding his shorts that much, bent over. There was a couple possessions. He came up the floor, ran to the corner, and put his hands on his shorts and let Jrue Holiday kind of go. And look, you can't blame him because of the amount of physical contact he's playing through. Look at the guys that are in front of him, whether it's Grant Williams or Horford. You know, you've got Jaylen Brown sometimes, and then you've always got Marcus Smart hovering and lurking, ready to throw a second body in front of him. So Giannis, to his credit, he's so physically dominant. He's still doing his thing statistically. But the toll that it can take on a game like this with this much emotion and knowing what's at stake, because really Milwaukee can basically put a chokehold on this series if they win that game, and Giannis is feeling that. But playing through that much contact, at some point, gasses even a guy like him, and I think he ran out of steam.
Yeah, and I think this is a great example of why they miss Chris Middleton so much in this series. So Giannis has to carry the load offensively going against this Boston Celtics defense, and Jrue Holiday just frankly hasn't been very good in this series. He's shooting 23 times a game and shooting 33% from the field. He's really struggled at times, and they're not getting any real offensive output from anyone else. It's really Middleton being out of this lineup that is gassing Giannis. And, of course, the Celtics' great defense.
Giannis, 41 minutes, 34 points, 18 rebounds. So, to your point, he puts up the numbers, but it is starting to get to him. I agree that the loss of Middleton is starting to show itself. And then the Celtics, look, they let Game 3 get away. The truth is, since Game 1, the Celtics have been the better team in this series. So, we sit here tied at 2-2. Boston now in a best-of-3 with home court advantage. You picked the Bucks in 6 before this series began. Do you still feel that way?
Look, obviously that can still happen, but if you look at it right now, Celtics have 2 out of 3 at home. Bottom line is this: Milwaukee has to win another game in Boston. Boston doesn't have to win a road game. Just hold home court. You're going to win this series. So now the pressure clearly shifts to the Milwaukee Bucks to have to go up in a very hostile environment and win a game. And look, Jason Tatum, give him a lot of credit, because you look at the way he played in Game 3 and you go, okay, look, I've been talking about him a lot, pulling that seat up to the table. Are you on that level? He outplayed Kevin Durant. That was a huge statement for him. I think the biggest defining series of his career. And now who do you get right after that? You get Giannis, and he struggled in Game 3. Give him credit because he bounced back. So now as I look, this series shifting, he's got his rhythm back. Al Horford has been unbelievable. This might be the best offensively I've ever seen Al Horford play his entire career. So you've got that going for you, and still no Middleton, which is a huge answer, because those are possession-saving mid-range jumpers that he makes, and they don't have it. So look, I think right now the edge has to go to Boston. Can Milwaukee go win a game and close it out in 6? Of course they can, and I still think Giannis is going to get it done, so I'm sticking with the Bucks to win the series.
Oh, good for you. I thought you were going to change your pick.
I can't now. I got to ride that horse now.
I reserve the right to change my mind generally within one block of the show. So I would have no issue if you wanted to do it.
I think back to those last few games of the regular season, those last few days of the regular season, when a bunch of teams, Bucks, Sixers, and Celtics, were trying to figure out their seedings 2 through 4. And teams like the Bucks avoided that potential first-round matchup with the Brooklyn Nets, who would have had the 7 seed. And the Celtics wanted all the smoke. They wanted all the smoke. They took out the Nets, and now they have home court in a 2-2 series. I like the Celtics in this series.
Yeah, it's such a good point, because they sweep them. And I think that actually gives them, you do something like that, you get the team that everybody didn't want to see, and you just pound them down like that.
They didn't avoid them.
They didn't avoid them.
They played for the 2 seed.
Yeah, and so here they sit. And right now they look like they're making quite the run. And another moment on Tatum here, because he couldn't play worse than he played on Saturday. And, of course, he went out last night and had the huge night. So, to me, just watching the game, and I would defer completely to your expertise, the Bucks have the best player, but the Celtics have the better team. And in the absence of Chris Middleton, I think this is a major uphill climb at this point, even for Giannis, who at this point I acknowledge is the best player in the world.
My bet in this series was my chips were going on the Giannis Antetokounmpo number, right? 34. That's what I would play if I was on the roulette table. And that's really what my pick came down to. I just think at the end of the day, he's going to find enough ways to impact the game, whether it be as a scorer, whether it be as a rebounder or a defender. Now, there's one concern I do have. He looks like he's got a little bit of the yips back at the foul line, which he had broken through in the finals last year, and even his mid-range last year. The finesse part of the game was there. Right now, I'm a little bit worried about that. Can he make big free throws in a big moment if he has to? And I think, believe me, Ime Udoka's paying attention to that too.
Yeah. Now, on the Tatum point, this is what great players do. They bounce back. There was a great stat I saw yesterday. Jason Tatum has shot under 30% 3 times in 2022. On those bounce back games, he averages over 30 a game and shoots 60% from the field. Now, obviously, he didn't shoot 60% in this game, but the aggression was there. When you're a great player, you have that confidence that the next game, every shot's going in.
No one's going to shoot 60% against that Milwaukee defense. Celtics get a win they desperately need. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.